Okay, I know tomorrow is the next chapter, but Gojo's racist. Quick note. LaRue's ability is decent, I guess, because he can technically block anything, use it infinitely, and only do, like, was it 10% damage back to him? So that's probably how we'll survive the Black Flash, which we'll get into in a minute. Now, Miguel's also doing a lot better, and he's probably a grade 1. He might even be better than Kusakabe, considering the fact that Miguel isn't really a graded sorcerer since he's from a different country and all that. Choso's back. Yuji's back, which means they can keep affecting Sukuna's soul. And speaking of Gojo, we finally get confirmation that Sukuna used a binding vow to be able to use the world cutting slash on Gojo, right? Because we knew the fact that he only had one hand and he needs to make the signs for Enmaten, which is basically the same one he uses for his domain expansion, to be able to expand the target. And of course he didn't have a hand, or he was down one hand, so he had only one hand, and so he needed two hands, and so he did a binding vow. Now people for some reason are confused what the binding vow was, but I'm pretty sure that the binding vow was the fact that he now has to use signs, chants, and have to aim it with his hand, right? So Maki is back as well, and cut off Sukuna's other hand, so now he only has two right hands, one of which is cooked. He did hit the Black Flash, like I mentioned at the end, against LaRue, but that's fine, because even if he gets his reverse curse technique back, people think he might get his domain. I mean, the reason he didn't have his domain wasn't because he didn't have RCT, it's because his brain was fried, okay? So even if he does get his RCT back, he's not getting his domain, and even, like I said, he just got cut the soul-splitting katana, which means that's going to be harder to heal. Plus, his heart still isn't healed. So say he heals his other arm, he has to grow it back. Not just heal it, he has to grow it back, which they say is already a lot harder than just healing. So he has to grow back his arm. It was cut through his soul, right? His heart is still damaged via the soul damage. And if Maki keeps going in, and now that they have the full team there, she could probably get some more swipes in and keep dwindling his soul. Also, quick side note. In terms of numbers of chapters, I think it was like 14, 15 chapters of Gojo fighting Sukuna, and now we've been 14, 15 chapters of everyone else fighting Sukuna. So I think it's about prime time he comes back. Also because of the fact that if Sukuna really regains all his powers, and that means he wouldn't regain everything since he would still have low curse energy, but if he gets his domain back, if he gets his RCT back full 100%, they're cooked. They're going to need Gojo. But on a side note, again, I don't want to forget Takaba. Okay, he can do something. But then again, I also can't forget about maybe we get a cliffhanger where Uraume pulls up and Hakari gets bodied. But he's doing pretty good. He hasn't died yet. And Uraume doesn't seem to be holding back. I mean, she said so as much. Or he, I don't know. They said so. They said as much last time. We're like, oh, I can go all out with this dude. So they're fighting. There's a few more characters that might pull up. I was going to say the other katana wielding guy. But I don't know. That doesn't really make sense. He's not really a great fighter in that sense. Maybe more of the ghetto squad pulls up. That's a possibility. Yuta might get healed and finally pull up again. He might even refresh his own curse technique and pull out his domain. I already mentioned how Gojo would help if there's a domain battle again. There's not much else, right? Again, tomorrow's the next chapter. Because I don't think there's a break this week. Tomorrow's the next chapter. In a few hours, really. So if Gojo doesn't come back next chapter, he will soon. Unless Sukuna isn't coming back that much, in which case it should be fine. Anyway, again, already excited for that next chapter. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you have any theories or anything, put them in the comments. Like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to keep hearing this. Because tomorrow I'm going to upload again. No, maybe not tomorrow, but a few days afterwards. But I'm hyped. Honestly. Because I do feel like Gojo's coming back. Okay, that's it.